Hey again, everyone. It's just another burnt out loser here with a bit of a conundrum. So, I decided to check back on my footage, and after looking it up, it turns out the first video, despite being much less skilled, was surprisingly clear compared to the videos that came after it. Sorry, my throat's a bit funky today. So, it has come to my attention that my use of the fast forward feature, at least as I am now, is a bad idea as it ruins the resolution of my Minecraft videos. I'm not sure if it does that to any other video, but you'll understand that I have no willingness to test that, especially with games that I'm not yet familiar with as well. So, what's a guy to do? Here's what he's gonna do. Instead of changing anything about the video editing process itself and stressing himself out because he has no idea what the heck he's doing, he is going to try to optimize his gameplay as much as possible. Experiment with shorter cuts with what feels like meaningful information, which is really funny when you consider that you're playing Minecraft, where half the fun is the long stretches of moderate effort for modest gains. But we'll simply do what we must. And in this case, the experiment for today is just to optimize gameplay. Instead of the roughly 2 hours that I shoot for in terms of recording length, I am going to limit myself to 1 hour, starting now. This video will likely still run a little long, but I will do my best to judiciously cut under an hour, since, you know, this is a cooling off video with nothing going on in terms of content. It's just for people who, for one reason or another, might like to enjoy this, because heaven knows I am one of those people. That said, I would say this is the part where I start fast forwarding, but I just told you why that wasn't the case, so here's the part where I shut up until something else happens or something comes to mind. Needless to say, we'll clear out this last corner. No, it's basically a triangle since we did it in weird diagonals. Maybe I should have stuck with these bits, the bits that cross out straight in the cross, instead of basing it off the diagonals, but whatever. It'll get done eventually, and we're literally 3/4 of the way done now, in terms of clearing this area out of dirt at least. So, after we clear out the rest of the dirt, we'll focus on leveling off every bit of stone that's over this cobblestone lattice, I suppose. And then we'll work from there. I'm still trying to decide if the way to go forward is to build down from the walls and start working my way inward, or slowly work down one layer at a time. Or maybe even one quadrant at a time. If you guys have any preference, do let me know. I'm all ears. Either way, though, this is gonna be a long-term project for long-term work, especially if the videos are going to be shorter overall. You know what? Yeah, let's get rid of the dirt directly underneath here first, just to divide the work up further. That's my favorite thing to do. Divide work into smaller and smaller tasks, thinking that that speeds things up. And it technically does, in the fact that work is still getting done. But in the end, an infinitely large amount of work cut into 4 slices or 100 is still infinitely large. certainly tickles the brain a bit more, though. I knew digging into these little items will be a pain. Alright, that's one health. Oops. Oh, not like it matters. One block here and one block there, it'll all get dug up anyway. Though I do suppose cutting the work into smaller chunks will actually help me out quite a bit when it comes to optimizing videos, as it will provide more opportunities for stopping points for sure. Huh. Why do I have only 5? I must have had 6 last time. Oh well. See, I tend to only make things in even quantities, so having an odd number of tools is a bit jarring for me. Yeah, looks like night is starting to fall. That ain't good. Gotta wait until the stars really start to show up before you can sleep. This is gonna be a bit tricky though. I should dig out this bit of dirt first, so I can dig some way up quickly into the stone. Faster I have this settled, the easier, the less likely it is that I'll accidentally mess myself over later. I would dig into the world outside, but I actually do want it to be as pristine as possible compared to everything inside and under the border. And eventually over it, but obviously there's nothing over it right now. Oh, that's past the border, so nothing wrong with it. Okay, so figure it out. How do I quickly get up there? Well, it looks like from the other side of the stone. I think I already have to. Yep. Alright, which means I have to. Oops. There we go. Actually, torches don't stink. I don't really need 3 stacks of coal in my inventory. 1 stack at best. Alright, back to it. Just before noon. Wait, no. I already went through the trouble of separating it. I should focus on one health at a time. And it should be this health because it's further from the chest and stuff, so I'll have to run further. I want things to get easier for the most part as I finish each stage of the project. That means quicker returns to the base camp, that being that corner over there, not longer. And quicker means I start from the furthest points, not the closest. You know, I've been tempted to do a mod pack for the longest time, but this is a laptop. I could technically run some of the lighter mod packs, but, you know, I have fun with the heavier ones, but unfortunately the computer that I had that would let me run the heavier ones is busted. I was just starting to get into Greg Tech New Horizons too. Not for any real reason, but just because it looked fun from other players doing it. I've always wanted to mess with equivalent exchange in particular, though. Can you guess where I got that desire from? I'm sure most of you will. At least those of you who this video will be recommended to anyway. Wouldn't ever ruin vanilla for me, though. This is the game I fell in love with before mods were really a thing. That's not to say I was playing it that early, though. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of the first to really get into Minecraft. I was always invested in the idea. I was watching Minecraft videos since the beta days, really. But well, things look different when you look back. Funny how life turns out sometimes, really. This ain't Skyblock, so a few wasted resources ain't the end of the world. And if I tell myself that enough times, maybe I'll even start to believe it. Okay, so that's 2-day night cycles, and we're at about 18 minutes now. Granted, I didn't start exactly at the 0-minute mark, but since I had to walk from the hovel back to here, but a good guideline. Days last about 10 minutes. I feel like I knew that somewhere intuitively, but it's good to have it confirmed more or less objectively. You know, I always found it funny, because as you're digging up dirt, you can see that randomly grass from the blocks you're digging up starts leaching onto the blocks below, and that's sort of how it works in real life too, ain't it? With erosion and stuff. Plants that are hardy enough to grow on thin layers of dust on stone from erosion eventually starts breaking that stone down into dirt. That dirt is more capable of sustaining bigger plants, more varieties of plants, and it wouldn't be inaccurate to say that, given long enough, grass can spawn dirt from stone. Of course, I'm sure Minecraft doesn't work like that. Unless there's a mod out there that does, but I don't think so. Besides, that's a borderline geological process, and unless there's any mods that deal with time or something of that nature, where you control functions of the Earth itself, or as far as it could ever go in Minecraft anyway, I don't think that's ever gonna be a thing. So I'd be happy to be proven wrong. I wouldn't be inherently interested in a mod like that, but I would find it interesting. Maybe as part of a larger mod pack, who knows? Not sure if disaster mods will count though. I have a sort of... I mean, disaster mods have their place, right? It's fun to deal with such things, fun to guard yourself against them, even if it might be frustrating to fail the first few times, because most mods, if there is a guard against storms like that, it often requires mid to late game materials to really invest in. So you're gonna have to at least risk a few encounters with an errant hurricane or a tornado or a volcano before you're able to guard your little zone of territory against them. Still though, interesting. Tech mods are definitely a favorite, though I'll be the first to admit that I am objectively terrible at the finer details of it. You know, I try to be an engineer, but my head was never one for the math and numbers. Minecraft is a bit easier though, because obviously few mods ever go full into the tech mod, because obviously it'd be nearly impossible for them to. But when it comes to different kinds of electricity, different modulations, different forms, exact voltages, and stuff like that, admittedly, I start to get lost. I was never an engineer, and I was aiming to become a mechanical engineer in the first place, not an electrician. Or electrical engineer, really. Copper. I should have enough in the chest at home to start doing stuff with it, but I'd still need beeswax or something in order to let it last. I'm an idiot. I forgot to make shovels. You know, maybe I won't cut anything out. I will just let you see just how poorly I optimize things. No more. There we go. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing, right? But, as someone else said, if it's worth doing at all, it's worth doing poorly. We'll get things done eventually. Might take ages, but we'll get there. I'll need more cobble, actually. Yeah, that should do. I should have my sword closer to hand. Still gonna record this video on 30 FPS though, if for no other reason than it's much easier on the file sizes. I remember a time when a terabyte of space was borderline infinite for the length of time it will take for you to get it even halfway close to filling it up. Not so these days. Very much not so. She'll be able to finish this little portion. I hope I made too many shovels, actually, considering how much is left. Yeah, no point pushing it farther. Oops. Wait until the stars. There. Another second or two. There. Back to it. I'll try mine digging down. I still need to finish the layers. So much to say, nowhere to say. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about blocks you mine getting priority placement in your hotbar when you pick them up, whenever you have a slot full. Like, on one hand, I do get it, especially at game start, but it does get more inconvenient than convenient when it comes to later on in the game, especially for bigger mining projects like this, where you want to keep your hotbar managed. Not empty, but managed, because you know exactly what you want sitting in there. I miss the Limbus Company's mines already. Just past noon, I reckon. If I find any gold, one of the first things I'm making is a clock. Definitely need a clock though, especially when I'm mining without the benefit of the sun, like in sections like this. Jeez, and this was just a 2-block gap. Never saw this coming. Alright, before I mine the coal, first mine a way out. I'll mine a bit around the hole. Alright, let's mine the copper over here first, and then we'll mine the coal. Thank goodness copper is stone tier. Where's the sun? Still a good bit up. Is that it? Huh, wow. I actually managed to dig up all the dirt before the hour was up. We still have 22 minutes left, just about. Which means, yep, most of these shovels were a waste. But, hey, not bad still. It's not like I can't use them later. Just in time for the sun to start going down. Wait until the stars. There. Jeez, the video barely started and I already have to make a new chest. Still not sure what to do with this bottle. Or whatever. You know, now that I think of it, why did I leave the space here? I don't know. Maybe it was just a spot that didn't have dirt. Oh, whatever. More copper. Let's see. Oh, nothing for it. I'm gonna have to dig out this tree. Luckily, I do have this axe. Is it a waste to use it to harvest leaves? Yes, but this axe is a waste anyway, so... You know, I remember an old myth that supposedly leaves drop more saplings if you let them decay on their own. I'm not sure that was ever true, but I do remember the rumor. And all of that for what? Another dirt supported chest. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And put the axe away. Let's see. The rest of the shovels but one. I do want to keep one. And I need more pickaxes. Put away the saplings. There we go. More. Gotta make them into sticks first, dummy. And unlike the shovels and the axes, there ain't no way I can overdo it with pickaxes. Unlike the dirt and stuff, though, I do think that this is well, no, we'll still handle this by quadrant, starting, of course, with what's furthest away. Just before noon, I think. What am I saying? I've already forgotten. Times are rough, and it's rough for all of us. But still, I do thank you for joining me on this journey, wherever it might lead. Might not ever earn a single paycheck, but hey, as long as I'm having fun, and as long as you're watching, then I reckon we'll both enjoy whatever I get out of this, one way or another. Of course some fell. Ouch. Gosh, that's gonna be a nightmare once I get to it. Not really sure how to organize things when it comes to pickaxes, because my first instinct is to have the pickaxe in the first slot. Which does make sense, of course. But then where do the rest of the tools go? I suppose in the last slot? Yeah, that could work, I guess. There it is. shoot, gotta get back quick. Hopefully nothing spawned, but it was definitely close. You know, for the stone, I think I am gonna do the corners of this block instead of the edges. So for the stone, I'm gonna count this piece and that piece as a corner, and the same goes for the rest, instead of doing the edges like I did for the dirt. Just to try it out, more or less. We're getting closer to the end now. Not quite yet, we still have a day or so left, but close. Zombie? Yep. They set me on fire? Rascal? Gosh, I lost my train of thought. I have to block this off. I should block it off, but I'm hesitant because I'll eventually have to deal with it sooner or later. It's in the way. Or at least mostly. But where was I? Oh yeah. There we go. You know, as the Minecraft day draws to a close, we're coming up on the hour mark. So, let me go ahead and take this opportunity to head back to my hovel and talk a little more about the goals of this channel, in a place that I know hardly anyone will hear me. I have a small ambition for this channel, and before you ask, no, the ambition was not the goal for this channel. Believe it or not, the goal for this channel was already achieved some time ago. And, I will add, to moderate success. You could say it passed the test, but... well, obviously I wasn't gonna stop just because of that. Not when I put so much effort, I'm having so much fun, and I'm learning so much from it. So, the question is, of course, now that I'm safe in my little hut, what comes next? As we cross the hour mark, or, well, the video length has almost certainly crossed it by now. Just making sure. As we cross the hour mark, I have to say that my next ambition for this channel is to be monetized. I've checked the stats recently out of curiosity, and for basic monetization, you don't earn ad revenue, but people can give you money through comments or people joining the channel as a member. You need 500 subscribers. I almost have 200. Look forward to the next special. And 3,000 hours of watch time. Now, when it comes to the watch time requirement, that's going to be a lot slower going. I have about 100 hours right now, a little more, which is roughly 3% of the way there, if I'm doing my conversions right. And I don't think, even if I get 500 subscribers, like in another miracle boost, like I did when I went from barely over 10 subscribers to not much further than where I am now, being honest, at around 180. Even if I get another boost like that, it's not gonna bring my watch time all the way up magically. But it would be nice to make that my next goal, so to speak. Not a subscriber goal. As I said, that will be at 200. But to make it my next goal for this channel. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm ever going to make a living from YouTube. I just don't have the ambition that will be needed to put my all into it, whatever my all would actually look like. I don't have a personality that people would come back to or a voice that people would like to listen to. All I have is curiosity, willingness to learn, and hey, uh, a variety of tasks that I could dedicate myself to. So many that I struggle to actually dedicate myself to any of them. I don't think, for the record, that, as I said earlier, this will never turn into a job. But hey, if I can buy a little more at the grocery store, experiment more with food, or heck, buy myself. No, not buy myself. Have enough left over when bills come due that I can consider saving for special occasions. Well, that'd be just dandy, wouldn't it? Hang in there, pals. World's a tough place, but it's better with company. Time to rest, Carmen and I do hope you get some good rest as well. Take care. See you when I see you.